There you go. I was just say like that looked like a kind of a weird hue on the screen there. So, alrighty. Well, yeah, it is the powder keg pack rips. That's the powder keg, yes, sir. We're live right now. Come on, Keith. We got a couple boxes of the new 24-25 metal. Figured get a couple boxes and get just check it out, right? Get an idea before we get into our case. Again, like I said, I'm a little surprised that it's kind of moving slower, but again, I kind of figured we are maybe getting to a point where we might need to take a little bit of a breather. So again, that's fine. We have all this week. We have all next week. Nothing news coming out next week, so we'll just let the case fill, and when it's filled, we'll just break it. Then at that point, and then again, we're because more or less, I'm just looking to roll into extended. I think extended is going to be a again fun little product. I think they've really vastly improved extended. So looking forward to when we get into that. So I want to hit the ground running when that is ready to drop. So because again, I wanted to get a case of this and then either another case of metal or a case of something else kind of thing for this next week. But again, like I said, it seems like metal's kind of going to take a second to fill. So again, totally fine, totally understandable. I know it is a lower end product, so it doesn't necessarily get people's attention as like Premier would. But it's still a fun one. We've opened a lot of metal here in the keg. We've opened a lot. We've hit a lot of good stuff out of there as well. Again, I think it's a fun product. Again, for me, a lot of it too is price point. Um, because I just like opening cards. I'm not really interested as much as I like seeing big banger, like crazy patch autos and stuff. I'm just as happy just ripping stuff like this for you guys. And, if you guys are only having to pay, 40 bucks or something to get in, I don't know. I just think there's, kind of how you interpret it and how you look at it and stuff like that. Everybody's got their preference, and that's why I always say, all the different products that you have here with hockey, they all have their spot on the spectrum, all the way from MVP all the way to the cup, and everything in between at that point. So again, everyone has their favorites and their preferences, and I respect that totally. Again, but I just always try to find things to where I can try to get as many people to try, want to jump in again to try to keep things at a good price level for folks, and again, just try to give you as much content as possible. Because again, sometimes I get it, putting up a dime for a team can be a bit much, but again, I try to do the best I can with hitting that, just cards and stuff for you guys, and just trying to send you guys good quality mail days and things like that. So, um, but we're always trying here at the keg. We just do the best we can. Again, like I said, I was arguing with Upper Deck earlier today about some stuff. So I try to go to bat for you guys the best I can. I can't guarantee it. Just like I can't guarantee what's in these boxes at all. I can't. So, but I personally though, I personally enjoy metal. Like I said, like price point for me, it's kind of a big deal. I don't really like ripping. Like I will indulge every once in a while, a higher end box and stuff like that. But most of the time I'm cool just opening like this or like credentials or something like that, and just letting it roll at that point. But again, I figured I'd get a couple boxes of metal. We check it out tonight, get an idea. Again, hopefully, maybe maybe get some more interest in the product and stuff. Especially maybe if we could hit a few nice cards. If we hit some big ones, I'll post them up in the room again, just to maybe try to get some more interest in the case. I will say that too. So if we do get the case sold, say like it gets sold out by like Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or something like that, and we have the this coming weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend. And that's like say that's available. I can always look at doing like a cheap mixer or something at that point just to give us something to do until extended's ready to come out. But again, we're just gonna just let this case ride, and hopefully just we'll get it done by next week at least, and again we'll just move on from there going into extended. But let's see again. Got a couple boxes here. 24-25 metal, and again just came out today. The old Austin Matthews on the sticker, 34, and we got 28 on the box. There's your dark matter there, Micah. So see what we can do about that. So let's go ahead and check this bad boy out and see what we got going on here for 24-25 metal. Empty box, 34 sticker, 28 on the box. Let's go ahead and check this bad boy out. I will say, though, it has been nice kind of opening some of the single pack boxes, just because, again, you don't have to really worry as much of, base cards and things like that. So this is what the base ones look like there. So we got one of those Z-Raves or whatever they're called. And there you go for the Minnesota Wild. The old KK, I think that might be number 2, so I'll have to wait. And of course, the last one there's the rookie base. Friendly for the Blue Jackets. Nope, not numbered. But that what do they call, the Z-Force or whatever? The numbered ones are called like Raves or something. Again, just 2 boxes, so I'll just probably, I'll sleeve a good number of things up, I'm sure. It's also why I like to get my hands on it too, so I can kind of see what's what. Another Z-Force there. Mr. McKinnon. Again, just to get a chance to check it out, see what we're going to be getting ourselves into. If only that was a PMG. See what we get. Goes like this. Search Engines. Cole Perfetti. Jets. That's kind of a weird. It's kind of a weird one there. Search Engines, but all right. See what we got going on. The Dotov. Sabres, we got JJ Peterka, Silver Shots. Got another non-numbered here. Like I said, it's good just to kind of, again, open a couple boxes just because, again, I get to kind of see some of these hits and I have an idea of again, when we get into the case, like what I'm going to want to be like sleeving and what's kind of important to, like what's going to be numbered, things like that. McGroarty. Had quite a bit of McGroarty stuff myself. And we got the prospects card here. It's actually not a bad looking card though. I like it better from last year's, if I remember last year's correctly. Just for the Kraken. Shiny. Blech. Mr. Bedard. Nazar. See what we got up here. David Pastrnak. Points per game. Interesting little insert there. Oops. Let's see. So we get another of those Z Forces there. Josh Doan. Mr. Philip Forsberg up next. Oh, there's the numbering right there. There you go. So that one's numbered. 119 out of 399. Good old Philip Forsberg. Right. Sorry, I'm just like taking in what I'm seeing right now, more or less. So not much in the way of commentary at the moment, but microfibers. Sidney Crosby. We always had a Crosby card. It's pretty cool looking little card there, though. It's not a bad looking one though. I always kind of feel with metal like there's always those, like, obviously some of the inserts are hit or miss. Some look good, others, leave a little to the imagination. Stankoven. And we got our auto here. I think this should be numbered out of 10 maybe because it's green. Yep, 6 out of 10, JT. That's not a bad little hit there. John Tavares, 6 out of 10. I don't know if these are just says green auto, so I don't know if they're. I don't think those ones are considered like PMGs or whatever, but that's not too bad though. John Tavares, 6 out of 10. Green auto. I'd love to see a PMG come out of one of these two boxes. That would work. Oh, interesting. Dawning kind of reminds you like the sunset variants in O-Pee-Chee a little bit. Smaller set though, out of 25 players. So I think the microfibers was what, out of 40? Yeah, 40. Interesting. That's Noah Dobson in the Islanders. Dawning. I always get so excited when I see green, but there's got a lot of different green inserts in here too, so that can kind of throw you. I don't know if they do that intentionally though too. Rempe. Another silver shots there. Matt Boldy of the Wild. Mook. Let's see what we got. Alphabetical. I think they got audio. They got auto variations of this as well, I do believe. If I remember seeing that correctly, I do think there's some parallels and stuff. Forever, I know one should be autoed for this this set in particular. Actually, we'll go ahead and take that down. Let's see, get the rookie out of the way. Kuznetsov. Mr. Logan Stankoven, Gen Z. Nice little team color match, even though he's not on the Stars anymore. But Will Smith, the Sharks. Next prospects, Phil Kemp and the Oilers. Florida took the lead in that series, right? Like they're up 3-2 now. Like this could be like the final game of the series. No? All right. Was it tied then 2-2? Okay, yep. Let's go back. Prospects there. Let's go open up this last one here. Check it out. Okay, see if we can't get that PMG to show up. We got 38 on the sticker, 40 on the box. Let's see what we got here. Again, hopefully if I can tell if it's a PMG, I'll try to set it off to the side before revealing it. I'll save that for the end. Mancini. Prospect Scott Morrow for the Canes. Hey, there we go. Little Mishkov. Of course, no, never mind. I think that's just part of the image there. I was like, well, the corner looks bent, but I think that's just the image on the card or something. Doesn't really look that bad. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Can't really tell. Pavel Zacha. Good old Pavel Zacha. That's a name. For some reason, that's a name that's been popping up lately. I don't know why, but Pavel Zacha. Go Mishkov there. For the Fly guys. Let's see what we got. What do we got? What do we got? eBay. Got William Eklund for the Sharks up next. Search engines. Let's see. Come on now. See if we can't top a out of 10 auto here. Dean. Brock Faber alphabetical up next. Good old Brock Faber. These other ones, like I said, man, 23, 24 rookies, like I was saying in the room, like they were just a bit of an anomaly. Never really consistently. I mean, I guess there's a few guys we kind of always, kind of seen usually pop up, but like when it comes to the bigger boys, there weren't as frequent as some of these other years have been for us with some of the bigger names. Justin Brazo, the Bruins. Lafreniere, Hoffman. We got good old Barkov here, captain of the Panthers. So there you go, Keith. Captain showing up a little bit. Scott Morrow. Kind of like that. Counterpoise, if I'm reading that right. Counterpoise. Jacob Markstrom, 93 out of 199. That's a good looking insert there. Counterpoise, Jacob Markstrom, the Devils, 93 out of 199. Getting a bit of a different insert there. Kind of like to look at that. So that's a pretty nice looking insert. We got something in back here. So I don't know. We'll just set this off to the side for right now. We'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, it seems pretty much like a metal product. Like I said, I mean, it has inserts in there that definitely some nice looking ones. The counterpoise and the microfibers are really nice. Again, I mean, love to see a PMG, but like I said, it seems like pretty much like a straightforward metal product though. Of course, this is only just a small little sample. I'm not really sure how a case is going to look when we open it, but I'm sure we'll see some good variety of hits hopefully in the case there. But I mean, overall, I think the designs and stuff are pretty good. Like I said, you're gonna have a couple insert sets. I feel with this, just like with any product, I think especially when it's multiple packs like this, you're gonna have some inserts that, again, like I said, the stat or the search history one, that's kind of like, I can kind of do without that. But like I said, it's pretty typical. There, you're gonna have a few you're gonna dig, and probably a few you're just gonna be like, meh. And for the Capitals, our other auto, Pierrick Dubé. Figured that was probably gonna be the auto too, because again, I was like, I don't think they put a second base card in there, did they? I didn't think so. But I mean, but overall, I mean, it does seem like for the most part, though, I'll say too, it does seem like quality wise, I haven't noticed too many issues so far with the quality. But again, it's a small sample size, like I was saying, um, but I mean, overall, it seems like at least pretty decent quality on the because obviously I think with metal that was always an issue with it is the you get a lot of that foiling, so it flakes pretty easily. So um, I mean, so far pretty good. Haven't really noticed any sort of major issues. So that's always a plus too. Nothing worse than getting a big hit and it's got a big dent in the corner or something. Zellweger. Zellweger. Back to backs. Another alphabetical here. So this is the second one of the box. The Canes, Mr. Nietzsche's. All right. Probably, I don't think we'll probably hit a PMG out of this. So again, that's a little bit sad. But again, a couple of just 2 boxes. So I'm sure, obviously, with the case, we'll see, hopefully a number of PMGs in the case. Del Mastro. Another Gen Z, Connor Bedard. But again, hey, like I said, Tavares 10 out of 10 auto. I'm not going to I'm not too upset about that. It's a pretty decent hit there out of the box. Again, like this is more or less too just just to get my hands on it, see what's in here, what the boxes look like, get an idea what the inserts and stuff are. So again, I kind of know how to like I said, approach the case when we get to it. Kind of hit the ground running, if you will. First Baines. There you go, a little Ovechkin there, silver shots. I was a little surprised he doesn't have any PMGs in here. You figure they would be wanting to put some Ovechkin PMGs and stuff, more of them out there, but I don't think he had any. I think he's got some autos and stuff. I think that's probably his biggest hit in metal are the autos. I would imagine he might have a couple, maybe like 101s or something, but I don't know. Have to wait and see again what our case looks like. Ponomarov. And this is another one of those counterpoises. This is a non-numbered one. Obviously, this is a speckled, I'm guessing, or something. Yep, speckle. So that's just a base one. Georgiev. Like I said, I like these. I think these are pretty nice inserts here. So like I said, definitely they got a few definitely good design, good looking inserts in the product. So that's always good. Counterpoise. All right, the last pack, then we'll see what that kind of black card or whatever it was. Let's see what that is. There you go, little Lane Hudson. Lane Hudson, base rookie, so I'll probably sleeve that one up. And let's see what we get for the old Z-Force. And we got Braden Point, so there you go, Vance. Tampa Bay hit here for you. So Tampa didn't skunk. How about that? Again, obviously, when we get to our case, I'll probably be, saving, sleeving up, certain cards during the break, and I think there'll be a number that I'll wait till after the break to sleeve, more or less. But again, like I said, it's kind of like I said, the point of doing this, so I have an idea, like once we get to the case. So once we start opening it, I'll kind of know what I want to separate, what I want to sleeve, and all that. And again, we'll just have a better idea when we get to it. So we'll see what this is. Cutter Gauthier for them Ducks. Let's see what we get. I think it's a Dark Matter, maybe. So I think this is the card that Micah was talking about, possibly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's kind of cool. I like that. Cutter Gauthier, Dark Matter. It's a nice one. It is a cool card. I like that. And pretty good rookie, too, to boot. So that's a solid one there. I like that. Dark Matter, Cutter Gauthier. That's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah. So again, I mean, overall, like I said, it seems pretty much straightforward. Metal. Just again from what I opened and everything, it seems pretty much. Seems like seems like metal. Like I said, I'd like to see what a case looks like. I don't, I think it's kind of hard to tell by two boxes. Goodness, Keith, you guys gonna save some for the rest of us? No, but I don't know what a case will look like. Again, I'm kind of hoping that because I think the last few years that they've been releasing metal, I feel like they've definitely trended the product in a better direction. Because again, I feel like when they reintroduced it back in what it was like 1920 or 2021, or I think it's 2021, it you could tell like they didn't really have, they were just kind of they kind of winged it, I feel. But every year after, they've kind of added more and kind of improved it and stuff like that. 22-23 was really good. 23-24 wasn't bad either. So again, like I said, this seems pretty, like I said, just seems pretty much like a metal release. Again, like I said, I would love to have seen a PMG come out of the box, but but kind of cool. Like I said, I do like this this Dark Matter card. It's pretty solid. I like that. I don't know what the odds are on it, but I like that. It's definitely a good one. And again, they have some other inserts that I think look pretty good. So, like I said, I'm just interested now to see what our case looks like, because again, I don't know how the case how they're made up. Again, I don't know how many PMGs you're going to usually get out of a case. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think we'll hit some nice stuff. Again, I know, like I said, I know some of this lower end stuff isn't for everybody, and again, that's totally fine. But again, we're going to just let the case ride. And like I said, if it goes in the next week, then that's fair enough. As long as we get it done by next weekend, I'm okay with that. Um, but I think it'll be fun. I think again, I think the teams and stuff are pretty well priced. Like I said, I don't think there's too many expensive teams there. So, um, but I just think it'll be fun nonetheless. Again, we've opened a lot of metal here with the keg, and we've done really well with most of the boxes and cases we've opened of it. So again, I'm kind of hoping, fingers crossed, that that continues. But again, I think overall, I mean, like, it's metal. Like I said, you got those inserts and hits and stuff that are, and then you got those other ones where you're like, so it's like, eh. But yeah, overall it's cool. Again, I said I like the quality seems on point for the most part as well. But definitely interested in seeing what we can do. Like I said, I always like seeing what damage we can do here at the keg when we get our hands on products. So again, looking forward to it whenever we get it on hand and it's sold out. So always looking forward to it, folks. Again, you guys make it fun. I have a lot of fun doing this with you guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this little preview, if you will. I'll probably post a couple of the hits up in the break room to kind of show some off. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep working on the case and get it done. And like I said, I think the next thing up will be extended after this. But it's all good. Always looking forward to getting to do this little thing we call ripping, folks. Thank you guys so much. Again, looking forward to when we get that case sold out. And as always, thank you guys so much. You guys have yourself a good night. See you next time, folks.